In a stunning development that has reverberated through the opulent halls of Montecito, California, Prince Harry finds himself gripped by an unprecedented wave of anxiety. The catalyst? A seismic announcement from Buckingham Palace declaring that his uncle, Prince Andrew, has been completely divested of his princely designation. No longer will he be addressed as Prince Andrew. Henceforth, he is merely Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, reverting to the family's historical surname. Insiders close to the Sussex camp describe Harry's immediate response as one of profound visceral shock, his stomach plummeting in a moment of raw dread. What was once perceived as an inviolable shield of royal privilege has crumbled before his eyes. This isn't merely a familial embarrassment confined to Andrew's long-shadowed scandals, it's a harbinger for Harry himself. The titles he and his wife, Meghan, have tenaciously retained even after abdicating senior royal roles now appear perilously vulnerable. The monarchy has signaled its readiness to deploy the ultimate sanction, leaving Harry frantically reassessing his precarious standing. To fully grasp the gravity of this event, let's dissect the palace's decree and its ramifications. The official statement from Buckingham Palace was unequivocal. Prince Andrew's title of prince has been irrevocably revoked. This demotion transcends the earlier forfeiture of his Duke of York honours, which occurred amid the fallout from his ties to the disgraced financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Previously, Andrew had been compelled to step back from public duties, effectively banished from the royal spotlight, yet he clung to the foundational prince prefix, a birthright etched into his identity since infancy. At 65 years old, having navigated decades of privilege interspersed with controversy, this final erasure marks an extraordinary escalation. In the annals of contemporary royal history, such a complete expungement of princely status is without parallel. It's the institution's stark proclamation: you are excised from the royal essence, reduced to a commoner in nomenclature if not in lineage. The decision caught even seasoned courtiers off guard, underscoring the palace's determination to excise any lingering taint that could further erode the monarchy's luster. Andrew's associations had become an intolerable blemish, prompting this draconian measure to safeguard the crown's reputation. Enter Prince Harry, whose entanglement in this saga elevates it to Shakespearean proportions. According to revelations shared by British-American journalist Rob Shuter, citing a confidant within Harry's inner circle, the news struck like a thunderbolt. Harry was utterly unprepared, his composure fracturing as the implications dawned. That telltale stomach drop evokes more than mere astonishment. It's the gut-wrenching onset of foreboding, the realization that peril lurks unforeseen. Why such an intense reaction? Harry had long operated under the illusion that princely titles were immutable, forged in the indelible alloy of royal blood. Born into this elevated stratum, he assumed it transcended actions, geography, or fallout. Exile to California? Public critiques? None could dislodge what was inherent. Yet Andrew's fate has demolished this bedrock belief. If the palace can dismantle a lifelong prince over reputational damage, Harry's own designations, the Duke of Sussex for him, the Duchess for Meghan, hang by a thread. This epiphany has plunged him into a vortex of uncertainty, questioning the longevity of his and his family's honored monikers. For context, recall the Sussexes' dramatic departure in January 2020, dubbed Megxit by the press. Relocating to the sun-drenched enclaves of Southern California, Harry and Meghan forged independent paths, multimillion-dollar pacts with streaming giants Netflix and Spotify, a lifestyle unencumbered by protocol. Critically, however, they preserved their titles. Harry continues as the Duke of Sussex, Meghan as the Duchess. These have been wielded strategically in branding, from website domains to public engagements, fueling accusations of selective royalism. Detractors decry the hypocrisy, embracing private citizenship's liberties and profits while retaining the aura of aristocracy. This friction has simmered, with parliamentarians, pundits, and the populace repeatedly demanding title revocation. Meghan's affinity for her Duchess role is particularly pronounced. Anecdotal reports claim she once affixed Her Royal Highness, to a gift, flouting the exit accord that prohibited such styling. These honors aren't superficial, they are the Sussexes' golden ticket in a competitive celebrity landscape. Strip them away, and they are demoted to just another high-profile pair in Hollywood's vast constellation. The timing amplifies the drama. King Charles III, enthroned for over 2 years, has been architecting a streamlined monarchy. Subtle strokes included demoting Harry and Andrew from councillors of state, barring them from proxy royal functions. Andrew's princely erasure, however, is a blatant broadside, a public admonition that infractions against the crown invite existential penalties. Royal aficionados now speculate. Harry in the crosshairs? No explicit palace commentary exists on the Sussex titles, but precedent looms large. Sustained public outcry, ongoing familial barbs from Harry, or perceptions of title exploitation could compel action. Experts posit Charles's paternal reluctance. Affection persists amid acrimony, and title removal would cauterize reconciliation prospects. Yet Andrew's case has inadvertently armored future decisions, providing a template for consistency. In Montecito, the Sussexes are reportedly engaged in intense deliberations. Their empire, podcasts like Meghan's Archetypes, Harry's introspective tomes Spare, Netflix docuseries, orbits their royal provenance. Titles confer unparalleled cachet, insider authenticity, global intrigue. Economically, the stakes are colossal. The Sussex brand valuations soar into millions, buoyed by this regal differentiator. Sans titles, they navigate a saturated market of influencers and memoirists, their edge dulled. Public discourse splits acrimoniously. Pro-Sussex voices decry potential stripping as punitive overreach, Harry's military service, charitable endeavors, and flight from alleged institutional racism merit preservation of his birthright. Antagonists counter. His volleys against the family and media blitzes inflict reputational wounds rivaling Andrew's, albeit sans criminality. Profiting from titles while disavowing duties? Untenable double standards demand equivalence. Familial undercurrents intensify the intrigue. Prince William, the aggrieved heir, allegedly champions decisive measures, viewing Harry's actions as fraternal treason. Preserving titles risks precedent for future monarchs. Queen Camilla, maligned in Spare, likely endorses firmness. Siblings Princess Anne and Prince Edward embody Charles's vision, dutiful, unblemished pillars of a pared-down firm. Harry's outlier status breeds inconsistency, a California resident claiming dukedom sans obligation. Complicating matters, Harry purportedly banked on an implicit pact with Charles. Minimal bridge burning, attending coronations, funerals, would safeguard essentials. Andrew's downfall obliterates this. Psychologically, for a man haunted by maternal loss and institutional scrutiny, titles anchor identity. Their potential loss equates to existential amputation. For Meghan, who sacrificed a thriving career for royal immersion only to retreat, titles validate the Odyssey. Erasing them negates her narrative arc, impugning her children's heritage. Prospects remain nebulous. The palace might deem Andrew's plight singular, sparing Harry. Alternatively, conditional retention could hinge on silence, or full severance to enforce all-or-nothing allegiance. Charles confronts a Solomonic dilemma: filial severance versus institutional integrity. Harry's complacency has evaporated, titles once eternal now teeter. Andrew's demotion resonates as a clarion warning. This crossroads portends monumental shifts. Can the monarchy exile the monarch's progeny without self-inflicted wounds? Or must it to survive? Repercussions will echo eternally. What say you? Does Harry merit Andrew-like consequences, or leniency absent criminality? Is this precedent prudent or excessively harsh? Debate in the comments. To track every revelation, subscribe to UK Royal Report and enable alerts. We're your conduit to the unvarnished royal reckoning.